Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? The New York Knicks are in the building. I see you. What's good? I'm going to check out a few things here. I got to do the morning, whatever. Got to make sure I'm in all the right places. Just real quick. Yeah, man. Shout out to the Knicks Morning Drive squad in the building. But man, New York Knicks is in the building. What's good? There I am. I'm on Sportscaster. What's good, Sportscaster? Joe Madden. What's good? Back at it again. Hike. Man, had a marathon show last night. Had a legit marathon show. The Knicks at night. Had a legit marathon joint. Let me check one other place. Let's check YouTube to see if we pop it on YouTube. Let me check one other thing. Bam! There we go. All right. What's good, everybody? Sports Squad Gaming, what's good? What's good? I see you. Hey, yo, so for everybody on the that was on the Knicks at Night podcast, I didn't get a chance to shout out everybody, man. Yo, it was crazy. Yo, the Knicks at Night podcast get the bananas, man. It's like so many people like jump in that I legit don't get the chance to shout out people like I be wanting to. Don't take that personally. You know what I'm saying? It's just stuff is moving so fast, man. Yo, it was like when it was like when we was the little homie, when it was like the little homie or whatever, it was like, yo, I could just speak to all of y'all personally. Like I could just say, Trini in Harlem was good. You know what I'm saying? But now that we getting a little bit bigger, things move so fast, man. Yeah, it's a madhouse in there. I don't get a chance to shout y'all out. And then when I shout y'all out, people look at me like they mad, like, Uncle Freezy, why you not letting me talk? And I'm like, I'm trying to let you get your shine, fam, but let's legit, remember that we're not the only ones in the building. You know what I mean? Yeah, so yeah. Oh man, listen. Yeah, it's a great show, man, and Foxy does a really good job of running point for that joint, man. I mean, he is really dope. Danny Lee is in the building. What's good? Yo, so I'm a comment on what Danny Lee just said about the younger lineup, but I just want to the channel is growing so quickly, and it's I said quickly, no pun intended, since it's a Knicks channel, but it's growing so fast. I don't want the viewers and everybody to get into this thing where they feel like I'm not shouting y'all out anymore. I want to, but things move so fast. It's like the chat legit is a blur. So I spend a lot of time doing this, and y'all think I'm probably sleeping, but I'm like, what in the world? And I'm trying to scroll back and look at comments and all that stuff because we legit put a lot of comments in there, and I want y'all to keep doing it. I want everybody to keep contributing, man, because it's not just about me. You know what I'm saying? It's about this community that we're building. We're building this thing, man. It's crazy. So many people want to get on, man. It's dope, and it's because of y'all. But anyway, I want to say this early because I don't know how many times I get to say it. But subscribe to the channel, like, share, comment in the virtual chat. Come sit with us in the video chat. Turn on your notifications. Share on your social media. Even do word of mouth if you can, so we can continue to grow this community. Right. So Danny Lee says, good morning. I hope we see the younger lineup again. So what are we going to get out of the younger lineup? I know we got a lot of energy the other night, and they were looking for each other, and they were hyped to play together. That was kind of dope. And they chipped into a lead. You know, they really did their thing. Yo, oh my goodness, Dan, no, you didn't. No, he didn't. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Daniel Aguilera says we want Harden. Yo, Simma Singh is in the building back again. What's good, fam? Simma Singh, I owe you a steak dinner at some point. I don't know how we're gonna do that, but I owe you a steak dinner. You and Bodega Wi-Fi and the New York Knicks. Yo, I owe y'all a steak dinner somewhere. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to figure that out at some point. Because I got the dopest minds in the game for sure. For sure. You know what I mean? Kaiser Sose was good. Was good. Dripmore is back. Look at him. Hey, Dripmore is back. Was good. Yeah, it's game day. And I'm excited, man. Hey, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do today, right? We're going to do the Knicks morning drive, right? Going to work on some intro stuff. I got a rogue contact. Y'all ever had a rogue contact? The contact just don't know what they want to do. But anyway, yeah, we back. Hey, Dripmore is back. Sounds like a B movie that you used to walk in and it'd be like a big cutout in front of Blockbuster and like some dude in a machine gun with aliens chasing him. Dripmore is back for revenge and is better than ever. Yo, hey, Dripmore, that's a dope name. D.A. what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? So we're gonna be busy today. I gonna do this. Got a fantasy basketball draft with the Knicks content creators. That's gonna be dope, right? Working on some intro stuff. Trying to put an intro together for the shows for all the stuff. I'm working on. I have a concept. Man, this contact is bugging. I have a concept that I'm working on called Knicks Versus. And it's going to be like with me just breaking down the Knicks versus the universe. And I think I'm just going to record it as a video or whatever. But Knicks Versus. Hey, Joe Madden. Hey, I want you to do the Knicks Versus thing with me. I know I just said it by myself. But maybe, man, we can get together like with a couple people and just record something that's going to be like 8 minutes. And that's it. So I can't get people that's long-winded on there. I'm just be like Knicks versus who, just name the whatever subject, and we just gonna go in for like 8 minutes and cut it off and post it to YouTube. Hold on, I got this contact that's bugging me. Let me do something, man. I'm trying to forget about it. I'm trying to forget about it, man. You have it's funny because you have like a big, strong dude and been in the military and been to all these different places and all kind of stuff in the name of the country, and then you put a contact lens in and you lose. you get a W against big stuff and take an L to little stuff. That's funny. Hey, Joe. After we finish Knicks morning drive, let's give it a pilot. I promise you, it only take like 10 minutes. Yeah, hey, Danny Lee said draft Zion, he's a beast. Yeah, man. Hey, no doubt. Back in this beach, baby. There he is. Joe Madden. Hey, ain't nobody gonna say your name like Uncle Freezy.
Nobody says it like Uncle
Madden.
What's up to the chat? What's good, bro? How we doing? I want to say last night's show was fire. I started falling asleep. I had to be up early this morning with the baby, but last night when I was lying in bed, I was listening to the show, and that dude, Coach, the guy who come on with the colors on the screen, very smart dude. Hey,
Did you hear the reason why he said he wanted to come in the show?
No.
He was like, "Yo, I've been listening to since day one, and I love the show. And I was hearing y'all talk about it and chop it up, man. I really wanted to get on, and I didn't know how, so I just asked in the chat. And so it paused me for a little bit, like, hey, so he been listening to day one? Has he been listening since the Knicks at Night podcast started, or was he talking about just like in general? But my man was like, nah, I've been listening since day one and been wanting to get on. And so he was like, yeah, I've been a fan. And then we put him on, and he talked us to death in a good way.
Yeah,
in a good way.
No, he was very, very, very smart. The guy knows his NBA basketball. And the way he talks, he sounds very educated on the sport. So he had a lot of great insight.
Right. And he wasn't a homer either. He wasn't like talking basketball with like only Knicks are good type, type deal. Like legit, know what I'm saying? Know what he's talking about.
Yeah. He spoke the truth. He didn't come on. He wasn't biased about any certain player or anybody. He was very, very honest when he come on about certain things. And that's what I like. I like a passionate Knicks fan that like myself, that know our flaws and know what's good with the team, what's bad. And he come on and he spoke very, very well. What's up, buddy? How we doing?
Hey, what's up, man? Good morning.
Good morning.
What's good, fam? Yeah, man. My man came on because when he introed, he was like, "Yo, can I come on?" And I was like, "Oh boy, I hope this is not a troll. You got to be careful. I got to protect y'all from people. You know what I'm saying? That's my job. Is part of my. That's the reason why I disappear a lot on the screen, because I want to make sure that this place is like legit safe for people to come on and do their thing. And I don't want trolls to come on. Somebody coming on here trying to sell life insurance or porn or some. You know what I'm saying? So my man. So I had my finger on the eject button just in case things were sideways. But after a while, I was like, "Yo, this cat is dope."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What does he coach? I know they said
he couldn't say, and that's the reason why he couldn't show his face, because he coaches high school kids, right? Okay. And he can't show his face or give out the kids' names or tell where he coaches at, to protect the kids. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why he left the color block thing up there, so that he can, protect himself and the kids and stuff. So, yeah. Hey, Ember the Great, what's good? Payback Carter, I see you. What's good?
Yeah, but I was laughing.
Go ahead.
In the chat. Yeah, sorry. In the chat, they were calling him was Coach Color Block. Yeah, but no, it was nice having him on. He was nice to listen to. He had a lot of insight. So clearly he's educated about basketball.
Yeah, and he dispelled a lot of myths too.
You hear from the way he was speaking.
Yeah. T. Williams, what's good? I see you out there, T. Williams. Yeah, he dispelled a lot of stuff. A lot of the Knicks. I want to put it in a lot of the weird Knicks logic, whatever. He dispelled a lot of those myths last night, and I was kind of glad. You know what I'm saying? Because he basically said the Knicks don't have a point guard, right? And I was like, and I tell everybody every day, the Knicks don't have a point guard, man. I mean, basically we have some guys, but they're not quality NBA starters. These folks are legit just hanging on at this point. But he dispelled a lot of stuff, which was good. And he did it in a way that made basketball sense, because I try to tell people in a fan sense where we're looking at stuff. Like I try to get people to understand where we're coming from. Like when people talk about Frank Ntilikina starting at point guard, and I call him a 6'4" Tree Rollins, it's not because I think Frank. It's because I want people to get out of that mindset of thinking Frank is going to be the man. But my man broke it down last night, and he was credible. So
yeah. And I want to get Knicks fans into the mindset of too is like I like to it quick. Let's not jump ahead of our Cleveland Cavaliers G League team. So let me see that for 10 straight games in the regular season against quality NBA starters or backups at least before we jump ahead. But I like what I see. DSJ is the same thing. Like Ralph got a little bit ahead of himself saying, "Oh, DSJ should start." I'm like, he can't beat the first defender, so I don't think. I think DSJ now he's trying to turn himself into a 2-guard because I think he's lost athleticism. You can see it. He doesn't have that quick.
The explosiveness is not there, right?
Or that athleticism. He doesn't have it anymore, and he's starting to throw up a lot more threes and dropping a lot more threes. So to me, and when him and Quickly were on the floor together, he looked a lot more comfortable. So I think DSJ knows with these injuries and his injury history that his athleticism's going, that he has to adjust his game.
Right.
Which to me is very good because he's playing defense and he's shooting threes, which to me is a sign he's moving over a 2-guard. And it's the same thing with Frank. And I'm like, all right, so we have all these combo guards, but all of them now are turning into 2 guards. Where's a point guard? And for sure, hell or not, it's not out for Payton.
Right.
So that's why I think quickly is going to start getting his minutes. He'll be backing up Payton more or less with the kind of. They're all going to play a little bit of point, but we need that pure point guard. We have to. We can't go into the season with Payton and Randall playing together because it's just going to be the same as last year. It's going to be 21 wins that I'm going to be starting over again. Right. So we gotta. I don't know. The guard position is key because when you've seen Obi and Knox look better when Quickly was on the floor facilitating, because once they have a point guard, I think they'll start to flourish. And the same with RJ. It'll take a lot of pressure off RJ. But the guard play is so crucial. I think we're the only team in the NBA who doesn't even know who have a starting quality, starting quality point. Every other team knows who their point guard is.
Yeah.
Right.
So
and the other teams know who their backup point guard is too.
Yeah. Even Detroit has Killian Hayes in there, Derrick Rose, and Detroit are like the same level as us. Cleveland start both their point guards at the back with Garland and Sexton. We don't even have a quality backup point guard. That's how bad we are at the backcourt. Until Quickly starts to show what he can do.
So does Payton start tonight?
But I think they're starting with Payton tonight. And to be honest with you, I think Payton's going to start until Rivers is back healthy, and I think Rivers is then going to get the starting point guard job. Only because he's not a pure point guard, but I think Tibbs is going to try and run a triangle, and Payton or Rivers is the only guard outside of Quickly that can shoot consistently. His numbers are like 35%, but he throws up like he can create his own shot. He can get to the paint. Like he's shown what he can do, but he's always come off the bench behind the likes of Harden, Chris Paul, all these like all-star point guards. Now it's his chance to take a starting role and take the next step in his career. And bar injury, I think he can do that. Is he a full-time answer a point guard? No, but he should be better than what we have at the moment, a point guard.
Yeah, I mean, Payton can't be with that starting lineup. There's no lanes, there's no room to operate.
Because he can't shoot it. That's the thing, was that people think I'm hating on Randall. All right, I wasn't a big fan of Randall coming in, and I wasn't a big fan of Payton coming in because either of them. The key to success is spacing the floor and defense, and Randall doesn't either.
Right.
Randall, you give $18 million. Okay, he puts up good numbers, and he's a beast in the paint. My thing with Randall is you put him on the bench and let him dominate against backup fours.
Oh yeah, that would be ideal.
And have Obi to space that floor. Or you need both your guards, your one and your two, both have to be able to shoot at a decent high level because teams are going to keep playing the zone against us. They're going to throw that zone. They're going to clap paint like, all right, let's shoot. And we can't shoot.
Absolutely.
Right.
But Julius not going to co-sign that, though. He ain't coming off the bench for his own season, Nick.
He's not going to he ain't going to co-sign. Well, to me, he shouldn't have to co-sign it. Look, he's not James Harden or LeBron James where he has to co-sign every move. He has 1 year left on his deal. I think the Knicks are going to start him at the beginning, try and boost his trade value, and then try and make a trade for a point guard or for picks. Like Ralph was saying yesterday that the Knicks are going to pick up his team option. His team option is not drafters. They ain't wasting $19 million on him. They win money on him.
No, they're not.
Nah.
Because they don't want to not take up this team and lose them for nothing.
So
it's going to be an interesting year. It's going to be either everything's going to work out because it's not.
I think we lost Joe. Yep, we lost him.
Oh yeah, we lost Joe. But I got a thimble full of sleep last night in between the shows, right?
Nice.
And I had this weird epiphany. So I had this weird epiphany about our point guard situation.
What'd you come up with?
So I'm thinking the Knicks may be trying to fade for Cade is the best way to put it. And Coach Colorblock said last night, and he said it in a way that made so much sense to everybody, that this kid, Cade Cunningham, is so much better than the rest of this class, this draft class, and he at the point guard position, that he is a generational talent, right? But the thing is if he, and this is where the epiphany comes in, if he is so much better than the rest of the class in the deepest draft class in, say, let's just say 10 years, 10 years plus, if he's the best player in the deepest draft class in 10 years, that means this dude will walk in day one and be the answer for us at point guard. And it makes me think too. And I'm not for
tanking.
I used to think tanking was the way, but I don't think so now. But the thing is, if Cade can walk in day one and be our answer, man, listen, we are in high cotton.
I think even if we play competitively this year, we'll still be in a high lottery pick anyway. So just give me a second, Joe. And plus, we also got to look at guys like Jalen Suggs. Jalen Suggs is a stud.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's Josh Christopher is a stud. So right. There's guys out there, man. We have multiple choices this season. This draft coming up.
Oh yeah, very. Cade Cunningham to me is Ben Simmons with a jump shot. That's where I see at him, and he's going to be an impact right away with his passing. And if we don't get the number one pick, you look, Jalen Green, well, we haven't seen him, and we don't know if we're going to see him because of this G League situation. But
they're supposed to be practicing.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Nice. I want to see. I wonder if there's going to be a couple of games. They should have games because of their draft stock. They have to have them play, so scouts and everyone can see them. But when you said about Jalen Suggs reminds me he's like a Russell Westbrook that can shoot as well. He's good
and much smarter.
Very talented. Yeah, very good. I don't know, is that the system because he's a Gonzaga, but to me, he's a very smart basketball player. He can play. And the thing about him was he doesn't need the ball in his hands to be dominant, so he could work perfect with RJ.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's a very smart player. A lot of talent in the draft.
Yeah. Yeah. And not just linear talent, not just this year's a point guard draft. Man, it's talent everywhere.
Every position.
Everywhere, man. There's talent like the bigs, like Evan Mobley, the Chris Bosh looking kid from USC. Oh my gosh!
If he's available, we would have to evaluate him thoroughly because he's got a complete skill set. That guy.
Yeah, man. So I wanna throw this thing. I'm gonna throw down the gauntlet and just see what everybody thinks. I know I'm gonna get bashed, but I'm souring on Mitchell Robinson really fast. And I know y'all are gonna be like, "Whoa, why?" Hey man, I legit thought Mitch was gonna come back and do stuff different, and he's coming back doing the same stuff he did in year one. You know what I mean? Like cutting to the basket and not making yourself a receiver for the pass. Only feeling like you're open at the rim. You know what I'm saying? Like basically only being a rim runner. And so Coach Colorblock said that yesterday. He was like, "Hey, Mitch is a rim runner. You're not gonna change it." And so I'm like, God dog it. I was like, man, I was hoping that Mitch would improve upon his skill set. But
it
Coach
doesn't seem like Mitch wants to.
Right. Right. So I mean, all of the because when he did the videos where he was trying to sham God and do all these things, he looked like a pterodactyl dribbling a marble, right? so I was like, no, that's not gonna work. That is not gonna work in the NBA, right?
He's gonna end up like a Biyombo, unfortunately.
Yes, that's the reason. Bismack Biyombo. That's exactly the reason why I was like, you know what? Maybe Mitch is not the guy. But then I was holding out hope that maybe the rim protection and rebounding will come up, will be a plus. But when's the last time y'all seen Mitch have double-digit rebounds?
Because he can't stay in the damn game.
Yeah. You look at against proper centers. Look at Andre Drummond absolutely dominated. What's the Embiid gonna do to him? What's the Joker gonna go do to him? I'm trying to think of every team usually has a top center. Like, and they're saying, fans are saying, he had a good game. Yeah, his numbers come up when he was against the Cleveland Cavaliers backup or third string center.
Right. Yeah.
The thing about Mitch with me is I like Mitch, but we rose expectations way too high after his first season that he's going to be the next big thing. Because he done a little bit more than a second round pick supposed to. Last year he got a little bit better. Now we're seeing the teams are going to have scouting reports on it. Like, we already seen Detroit and Cleveland first unit try and take the alley-oop away from him, knowing the lobs are coming, to get in front of Mitch. So teams already know what to do with Mitch. They already know to post up against him and go to the rim, and he's going to foul.
Right.
So they have all of that. Knicks were shopping Mitch. Apparently, it was supposed to be Mitch and 8 for the second pick in Wiggins, and they didn't pull the trigger because they didn't want to take that Wiggins contract. To me, the value unless Mitch's game gets to the next level, Mitch's value is going to drop, and in next year's draft, we might not have the same opportunity to get the same type of trade or the same type of pick for him. Right. I think he's reached his peak value, and unless he starts to take the next step, it's just going to his value is just going to drop.
Joe, let me ask you this on that first point that you made. And I'm not cutting you off. What I'm doing is you made 2 good points, and I want to get back to the first one real quick before we forget about it. So you said Mitch and 8 for number 2 in Wiggins.
I would have pulled that trigger in a heartbeat.
So what would this team look like with a lineup of LaMelo Ball, Andrew Wiggins, RJ Barrett, Mitchell Robinson? Yeah. I mean, not Mitch, but
Noel.
Randall and Noel. What would the team look like then?
To be honest, do you know what the trade was? And the trade wasn't go to go get LaMelo Ball. The trade was to go up and get James Wiseman. The Knicks loved James Wiseman with
really
that they loved. Han come out and said, and a lot of these after the thing, that they were literally trying to make that deal done, but they didn't want the Wiggins contract. Wiseman was their guy. They said they weren't extremely high in LaMelo Ball. They said if he was there, they would have took him, and they liked him if they were a higher pick, but he wasn't worth giving up pieces to go up and get. So they wanted to go up and get Wiseman. Which to me, I like Wiseman because Wiseman has a higher ceiling than Mitch.
Of course.
They do the same, but he's a little bit of a better basketball IQ.
He's got a better skill set, Joe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That surprised me because I thought LaMelo Ball was the guy that they were going to get. Once Tom brought up Wiseman, I was like, wow, it was like it makes sense. But he's just Wiseman to me is a younger but more developed Mitch. So he can take his game. Wiseman, I think, can shoot a little bit from the outside. He just wasn't allowed to do it in Memphis.
He's got a mid-range, absolutely. And plus, I don't think Tibbs wanted to coach Wiggins again. Tibbs was not a big fan of Wiggins.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would say in that scenario, man, where say for instance, if we wasn't getting LaMelo, if it was just a deal with us getting Wiseman, what would a lineup of LP, RJ, who would play small forward for us then?
Wiggins.
Oh, Wiggins probably.
Oh, Wiggins. Yeah, you're right.
God.
Yeah, Wiggins, Randall, and Wiseman.
Oh, that spacing would be atrocious. Nobody can shoot.
Right.
Wiseman can space it a little bit, but he's a center. You're not going to ask your center to space the floor for you.
Right.
Oh
man, that would be crazy. I'm almost regretting the fact that our front office didn't do anything. My deal is I feel like they were negligent with the addressing of the point guard position. Right. I feel like they legitimately botched the point guard search this offseason. You know what I'm saying? And whether it was intentionally or whether it was on purpose or unintentional, I feel like they botched it terribly. Like legit bringing back LP. I mean, it just made Knicks fans lose hope in the Knicks organization, right? Legit, like as soon as Elfrid Payton re-signed, we were like, "What the fuck? What?"
Mm-hmm.
Elfrid Payton,
and the no trade clause almost made me vomit.
Yeah,
well, that's a CBA rule. If you waive a guy and then re-sign to a smaller deal, they put in a no trade clause.
Oh, okay.
We can trade him. We can trade him if you say Payton, okay, we're going to trade you to Atlanta. As long as he accepts the trade, we can still trade him. He just has to accept it. If he says no, then there's no trade. But the point guard thing with me was like in the draft. To me, at number 8, there was no point guard worthy. Halliburton. If you were going to get a point guard, you would have to move down or with your later pick. Which to me, I think they botched. I think they could have got quickly with 33 and could have got like Malachi Flynn or Tyrell Terry or somebody with 25. But when it comes to the free agency part, was Van Vliet was the number 1 point guard. You would have to pay him up because he got 21 million. You would have had to pay him like 25, 26 to get him out of Toronto. Then the next one was Rondo. Rondo wanted to go to a playoff competitive team. They gave him 2 years, 30. I would have done that deal, but then DJ Augustine got 3 years. Jeff T got 2 years and got like 2 and a 1. I think. So, the Payton deal, I rather have brought back Jeremy Lin or Emmanuel Moody before I take back Payton.
Right.
Well, Payton, I don't know. They can waive him. Like, he's only making $5 million. So if he doesn't want to be traded, they can just pick up and all right, here's your money, bye.
I just don't see him playing a lot of minutes as this season continues, bro.
No, I think Rivers and quickly he's going to jump everybody. They're going to jump DSJ and he's going to jump Frank and jump Payton.
Yeah. And in a happy world, I would love to see Quickly start tonight just to see how he operates with that starting unit. Just to give it a trial run, you know?
Right.
I don't think they're going to do it. I think.
Well, I'm the opposite, man. I love Quickly, right? I love what he brought. I love the 7 assists in limited minutes, right? But I don't want to rush this quickly to the fans thing. You know what I'm saying? I would much rather Knicks fans be frustrated that I don't play them. I would much rather see free Quickly hashtags all over the universe as opposed to putting him out there too early and then the Knicks fans turning on him and ruining his tenure. Kind of like how Knicks fans did with any young player USA, because if he starts in the last preseason game and the start of the season is only 5 days away, Knicks fans will be like, "Oh, he's got to start," or "Oh, he's got to get major minutes."
But you know what, Freezy? In all my years of coaching and developing, I always love throwing players into the fire because it shows me what they're made of. It shows me what they're capable of at the time when it's serviceable. And so I don't want to protect. We've done that a couple of times with certain young guys. And I think it's a thing where it's like, okay, we're in a point where it's like this is a do or die year for a lot of guys. and especially with this new regime, I think we want to upstart it in a good direction and kind of see what a guy like Quickly can do with that starting unit quickly.
Right. And yeah, that's funny. Hey, we're gonna be saying no pun intended.
Yeah, for real, bro.
But the thing is, with me, I'm military, right? So I'm an ex-military veteran or whatever. And what I noticed in real life situations is the young guys get thrown in the fire early, and the veterans are in safe places, right? That never works out good for the young guys. You know what I'm saying? It's the young guys always get stuff like either killed, hurt, PTSD, stuff like that. They always they're the pawns basically, and so if they make it through all that stuff to the end, by the time they get to the end, you have a old grizzled guy that only knows a specific type thing. You know what I'm saying? And so if you do that if you take that same relationship to sports, where you throw them out there early, before Quickly even knows where to get the best sandwiches from, his career in New York might be ruined.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And so I know that seems like an extreme case, but throwing kids to the fire is just that. When you throw kids to the fire, you want to see who can sustain the fire and who can't. And what if the kid can't sustain the fire right away, but if you gave him a couple years, he'd be able to get used to the fire and then become something.
Let me show you an example. Freezing.
Frank
Devin Booker. No, forget Frank Ntilikina. Devin Booker, right? When he was in his first year or two, he didn't really play too much. And what happened was that Phoenix got a whole bunch of injuries, right? And he was forced to play. He was thrown into the fire. And it took him a couple, to get it. And then now you see the product. So I'm saying it's a case. It's like, there's some guys that you want to gradually, put through the system and gradually develop them. But we're not in a situation to do that. We don't have savvy veterans. We don't have guys already established where we could say, okay, we could put Quickly on the bench and slowly bring him along. I just don't think that we have that available to do that. And we got to see what these guys do.
Why are you on the verge of making the playoffs this year?
No, I'm on the verge of seeing a product that can continue to develop in the right direction for the next couple of years. That's where I think we should be.
Right. And so the reason why I asked that. Oh, go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, I'm kind of with both you guys on that, because I'm thinking, all right, you don't want to throw Quickly into the fire too much because we've seen that. You don't want to put the pressure on him. But at the same time, you want to get game time. I want to go in, basically what I want to go into next season, knowing what at least 75% of my roster is, instead of this turnover again. So I want to know if Quickly's going to be, if he can be my starter. Because you want to know before the draft. You don't, unless you have a top 5 pick to get like Kate Cunningham or someone that's generational. Say we have like the 8th or 9th pick. I don't want to force a point guard knowing that if Quickly has the ability to start.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? What I mean? I don't know if he has. And then I'm the type of one where I'm like, let him come off the bench playing combo guard for the first 20 games of the season and see where he's at.
Mm-hmm.
And if he has that step and we're losing, then put him in.
Yeah.
As starter. I'm giving him 25, 30 minutes. But let's see what he can do first. Like, he done good. You have to look realistic. Like, he done decent against a G League team. Let's see what he can do against.
Okay, but Joe, I'm not saying Emmanuel Quickly's our starting point guard. I'm not saying that. What I'm just saying is that either. I think tonight is a great opportunity just to see what he could do with that unit, especially that we need to stretch the floor anyway. So why not just kill 2 birds with 1 stone? And I agree with you. I think Austin's going to end up being the starter when it's all said and done. But we got to see, man. We got to evaluate these guys.
Right.
Put them in the fire.
Right. What kind of universe do we live in where Austin Rivers might be our starting point guard?
Oh boy.
What kind of world do we live in?
I like Rivers.
Austin Rivers is a nice player, but he's not a starting PG in this league, bro.
No, but he's better than what we have. Neither is Alfred Payton. Neither is DSJ. Fucking Frank isn't either.
No.
Like we don't have one.
Yeah.
Well,
I I like to see DSJ at that 2. I don't like him at the 1, bro. Talk about bringing guys along.
Yeah, I think
he needs to be at the 2.
He's better at the 2. I think they're trying to. His playing time is more on value, because I think at the end towards the trade deadline, there's going to be a package with DSJ and Randall for either a lights out shooter like a Buddy Hield or somebody, or for a point guard. I think it's more likely going to be for a shooter, because then it all depends on their record. The thing is, if we have like 4-16 start, Tibbs is going to be like, all right, hell no, someone has to move now. Because to me, Tibbs has already been signed out to the media and to Rose about a trade. I don't think Tibbs is going to be happy going in. He might have to wait out the first 10 games with this team, but after that, I don't think he's going to be happy with the roster. I don't think he's currently happy with the roster at all. And I think it's just a point guard position. Everything else, I think we're decent at. You have RJ. We're good forward. We need a light out shooter, and we need a point guard. And then we can be competitive. And I think Tibbs knows that. And I think it's going to start off with the point guard position, because I think what they're trying to do is evaluate what they have. And if what they have isn't working, probably within the first 10-15 games, then they're going to clean house. Then Rivers is going to get the job. Peyton's going to back him up. DSJ and Frank are going to be in a package traded for a shooter. I think that's what's going to happen, because Frank to me is looking on the Frank to me, to be honest, is looking on the outside in. I think quickly is slowly but surely taking his job.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's going to be an interesting year to see what we're going to do.
Yeah. So when I look at the depth chart, I see the point guard position. You can't play all those guys, right? You can't legit play DSJ, Quickly, Rivers, Peyton, all at point guard. And to me, in my opinion, at the 2, you can't just play. I would like a rotation at the 2 of RJ Barrett and Alec Burks, and no messing around, no tinkering, no trying to be too cute for the situation. RJ and Burks, you know what I'm saying? Like how we used to have a Shumpert and J.R. Smith. Like J.R. Smith, you're not starting. Take your ass, you going to the bench, and Shump is starting. And every time I see Shump leave the game, I know J.R. Smith is coming in the game. Don't try to give me no Flight White or nobody like that. It's just that 2-man rotation. I kind of like that, because it shows stability, right? At the 2, I wouldn't mind, and I know fans would be upset, but I wouldn't mind seeing a rotation of Knox and Kid Gilchrist, right? Because I want a dude backing up Knox that's not going to be a threat to take Knox's position, but also bring something to the team. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Randall and Obi, and then Mitch and Nerlens, right? But everybody else, it's like you have too much minutia. It's like high stepping through a poop storm is what the Knicks roster look like. No matter how much you high step, you still in a poop storm. You know what I'm saying? And I know people are like, "What's a poop storm?" I'm trying to keep it G-rated. You know what I'm saying? Keep it G. But it don't matter if you wear waist high boots and carry an umbrella. If you're in a poop storm, you're in a poop storm. You know. So that's the thing with the Knicks.
And we are.
Yeah. It's because the thing with Mitch and Nerlens Noel, I don't think any. I think neither is the future. Right, I would love to see them upgrade that position. And in terms of
Noel's a lot more serviceable at the moment, though.
Who is
Noel's?
Yeah. And
just
then you have
a smaller Mitch that can stay on the court.
Yeah. And can we get a free Iggy, bro? Can we just see him for a couple minutes just to see what he can do, bro? I'm tired of guys with playmaking potential just sitting on the damn bench, bro.
Man, I'm here to tell you, I think if the NBA doesn't expand to 17 roster spots, Iggy is gone. And I hate it because I love Iggy. You know what I'm saying?
I think they'll put him in the G League again.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen, Joe.
Yeah, but that means they have to give him. They have to cut him because he's on the active roster. You know what I'm saying?
No,
But
they can discard him. They can, because last year they were able to bring him up and back over and back from the G League to the starting the main squad.
But he was on.
But
But he has a contract though, Joe. That's what I'm saying. He has a roster spot, but they sent him down to the G League with like they don't need a. He wasn't on a 2-way. He legit has a roster spot. And they just sent them down to the G League most of the year using that roster spot. The same thing they probably should have did with Knox and Frank and DSJ, but they only did it to Iggy, which bothers me. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is I'm hoping the NBA expands to 17 roster spots, right? But if they don't, we are gonna be on here mad that Iggy didn't get a fair shake. That's gonna be the storyline for like the next 50 years.
He's got no shake.
Yeah. How Iggy was killing the G League, and we legit didn't get he legit didn't get a fair shake. You know, I mean,
let me see him for a spurt, bro. Like a good 4 or 5 minute spurt, like just to see, man. I don't get it.
I know.
I see Reggie Bullock out there. Like, come on, bro.
Like, why are we carrying Reggie Bullock?
I have no idea. I had him out of the rotation after the other night.
Yeah, and so I would prefer to see Iggy over Reggie Bullock.
Absolutely. Just for the fact that he could put the ball on the floor and possibly make something happen, I want to see it.
Right. Just the fact that Iggy can at least walk and chew bubblegum at the same time.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
exactly.
Some of these dudes, Knicks fans, cat farm. They say, "Well, Reggie Bullock can shoot." Really?
That's what's advertised.
Yeah. But how about letting us see it? How about letting us see some of that skill he has? You know, and the thing with Iggy is, I think we need more tough-minded people on the roster. We need people like when teams go on 7-0 runs. Somebody's gonna bow their neck and not let it turn into a 12-0 run. Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and some players do it with defense, and some players do it with offense. But either way, how about we get somebody that'll bow their neck in tough times? You know, I think that's kind of what we got. I think that's kind of what we got in
quickly.
Yeah,
I see the pit bull in him. I like RJ too. RJ's a pit bull too.
So the rumor is, and I heard this in a couple of different places. The rumor is that this kid Emmanuel Quickley has a Kawhi Leonard like work ethic, like legit all the time. That's what he wants to do is just work out.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Anthony 212? What's good? Top Notch T, what's good? I see you. Knicks vibes in the building. What's good?
Make sure you guys subscribe and like when entering.
Yeah, for sure. Let's grow this thing. GS, what's good? What's good? Hey, and GS said Bullock got the best hair on the team, though. Hey, man.
Yeah, that's about it.
Hey, and Theo Pinson is the best cheerleader on the team.
Great cheerleader.
Hey, all future gaming was good. What's good? Yo, so yeah, man. So we're in a messed up situation, man. Where, if Iggy doesn't get a shot, man, I'm telling you, Knicks fans are gonna blow. I mean, Knicks fans are gonna lose their minds, man. So Knicks Vibe says, you can see he wants to get better on his IG story. He watches game every day.
That's concerning Quickly.
I think so.
Like, you can see it from the press conferences, bro. Like, body language tells the story, man. And you just saw it, and then you see him step on the court, and it's like body language tells the story. He's ready to go, bro. Right. He's ready to produce right away.
Right. So Anthony 212 says the vets have to understand they're here to help the youth.
Yes and no.
What do you mean?
Who, me? Yes and no?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Well, because a guy, don't forget, these guys, this is their job at the end of the day. So don't forget, these guys are also planning to produce and further survive in the league. They're not just there just to guide the young. It's part of it. but it's not the whole story.
Right. Hey, so 23 Blade says that was a good show last night. Yeah, that's what we're looking to do. And so sometimes I know I get a little long-winded about how I want to curate the show. Right. My thing is I want to have a place for Knicks fans to come vent, but I also want to have people with sharp thoughts and that can elaborate on their thoughts.
Yeah.
And so the thing about saying something smart is when asked to expound on it, we want to have people that can expound on their thinking, not just say something and then not be able to break it down. And that forces us to break it down, and sometimes we may not be able to break it down in the way that you suggested or stated, and then that leads to us talking over each other, and it sounds like garbage over the speaker. But Coach Colorblocks came in. He had a clear mind, and when he spoke, you understood where he was coming from, and it was easy to decipher.
Right.
So
yeah, that's how you want it.
Yeah, no doubt. Muhammad Thomas, I see you. At Trader, what's good? Black Prophet, what's good? What is good? Let me see what my man said. My man is like, cats can be training their own replacement in every field. Yep. That's just what it is. That's what it is. My pops told me that back in the 70s. He was like, yo, one day you walk in and you see, a young kid in your station and your foreman asks you to train them, and you training your replacement. It's just a matter of time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is. So Knicks 5 said Uncle Freeze is the center for the yeah. Hey, I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. It's like when Joe Madden say something, like he'll say 4 things in like one statement, right? Like Joe, you know what I'm saying? We need to slow down and like touch on these things one at a time, because you say these 4 things, and then if we don't break it down and like drill down on it, you know what I'm saying? It's like the smart thing you may have said will be lost, because all we talk about is the last thing that you said. You know what I mean? And so people are like, man, why you get on Joe? Why you get on Kevin W? I'm not really getting on them. I'm asking them just to slow down some, so we can take the ride with them. I can't catch a ride with him if by the time he get to me, he driving 75 miles an hour. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So
I got a critical question for you. Go ahead. I got a really good one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go.
No, go you. All right, because I was just gonna ask. Do you think Knox, Frank, and DSJ, this could be their last year, knowing that there's 4 more draft picks coming in next year?
Maybe not Knox, but the other 2, I could see that.
Right.
Yeah, because we got two first rounders and 2 second rounders. Probably at least one of the second rounders probably going to go to the G League. So realistically, 2 or 3 more guys coming in. So I'm like, are these guys on their last? Like, is this their last shot? Just not just stay in the league, but just to stay with the Knicks at least.
Staying with like I said, I think Knox, but the other 2, I think they're gone.
I kind of disagree. I disagree a little bit, and the reason why I disagree is I feel like that what the Knicks are going to start doing is keeping guys to maintain a level of continuity, because you don't want to have every year you're getting rid of 50% of your roster. You just can't build a championship, a playoff contender, if every year 50% of your roster is gone. So we have to get into the mindset of at least keeping somebody. In terms of Knox, I think Knox is a keeper. I think Frank will be the guy that we keep long term, even if he don't do anything on the court, just to have same guy, same right. You know what I'm saying? Because we know Frank is limited, but he can contribute. But if they let Frank walk the year after they let Dotson walk, then you're like, man, what are we doing here? Is this, are we at the train station or what?
Yeah, but Freezy, it's a good chance he might not even get minutes this year, bro.
What do we?
There's a possibility of that.
Yeah.
I know.
That's why I said he might go
because he's not getting minutes. He wasn't getting minutes really in the preseason, and then he got hurt and quickly came in and played very, very well. So I don't know, but the thing with me is what do we do with the draft picks? Because we have a ton of picks. Do we start moving picks to get other young assets, or do we start moving up in the draft? Because I think next year there's a good possibility we package all 4 picks to move up if we are outside of the top 5.
Yep,
that's a possibility. Mm-hmm.
I think that's what we do.
That's what we should do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what we should do because we have a lot of picks. It's crazy.
Let me ask you guys a critical question. And these are my expectations. We're winning 20 to 21 games, if that. So
that's me too.
If I was on the sidelines, I'm in the mind of Thibodeau. I'm thinking I want to be competitive, but I want to develop our youth and what we have available and see where we go from there. So now, if that's my mind state, right, is Julius Randle good for our team? Forget stats. I hate people that just get stuck in the stat world, bro. I'll talk about impact. I'll talk about chemistry. I'm talking about his role within the team moving forward. Like, is Julius Randle good for us?
For me, it's both, because to me, I'm actually impressed with Julius because I thought with his personality, the way he's been with the Knicks, he's been kind of more like a selfish player. But what I've seen is, number one, he's playing defense. Number two, he's passing the ball out of dumber teams a lot better. And number three, he looks like he's communicating a lot. Apparently he's supposed to be mentoring Obi and a lot of the young guys very well. And I could see it on the side of the bench where he's pointing to certain things. And he's like, you can kind of see him communicating with the young guys making mistakes. So to me, that's a good thing. But at the same time, are you going to keep the guy who's making $19 million? Are you going to take up his team option for $19 million and keep Obi on the bench when you need other positions fixed? Like, you need shooters and you need point guard. So are you going to, and then if they don't, knowing they're not going to take up the team option, are you going to risk losing him for nothing? Like Rob was saying yesterday, the point that they're not going to give him up, that they're not going to throw him away for nothing. But at the same time, they rather get like a young asset, second round pick than him leaving in free agency next year. To me, I don't know. It's hard to see. Like, maybe give me another 10 games to kind of see what he does. But to me, it's a little. It's too hard of a question right now because he looks like he's starting to take on a little bit more of like a veteran responsibility, like a mentor role.
Got you.
So it's hard to say, but I think he's going to. Yeah, no.
I was just going to say that I'll give him a little slack on this perspective. We have not had a competent point guard in order to run the offense, get the guy in their spots, and see what Randle can do in a more structured, half-court offense. So I'll give him that slack.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Right.
Randle, that's the thing is the whole team would be better with a point guard. Like Knox would be better.
Of course,
RJ would be better. Everyone's better with a competent point guard.
Yeah.
Right, no doubt.
And to your point, Freezy, before you get into it, to your point before, it's like, why do we neglect that? We neglected something that's very important on the basketball court and getting a competent point guard.
Because I think when it comes to the draft, Obi was the best player available, and they really wanted Obi. And I agree. I love the Obi. A lot of people didn't like the Obi pick. I love the Obi pick.
I'd rather have taken Denny.
But I think either. I don't know. I don't.
Denny's an animal.
We don't know. See, the thing with these European guys, they look dominant in Europe and they suck here, or they turn out like Luka and they dominate here too. So it's kind of hard. And Denny to me, I grew up in Ireland, so I watched a lot of Euroball, and I really like Killian Hayes. But as I told the guys, I'm like, you got to give Killian Hayes 2 to 3 years like Knox. Denny to me, I don't know. He has talent, but I don't know. Does it translate? Because To me, he reminds me a lot of Mario Hezonja.
Oh no, he's way smarter than Mario will ever be.
Oh, he's smart. He's smarter, but his skill set and them is very similar.
Right. So Mario Hezonja reminds me of DSJ, where you have the athletic ability to do stuff, and you've had the superior athletic advantage your whole life, and so you feel like you don't have to do the other stuff because you could just legit jump over somebody or run past somebody and do it. You know what I'm saying? But to your point about Randall though, is this, in my opinion? I feel like so it's twofold. It's just like I mentioned a few seconds ago. You don't want to keep turning your roster over for the sake of turning your roster over and over, because we watched the Oklahoma City Thunder do it. And in the grand scheme of things, people are like, oh, they have so many draft picks and they acquire so much talent. But you know what they don't have? A championship. So their formula is not proven. They're just good at trading. You know what I'm saying? So the thing with our roster, I would like to see some continuity. I would like to see a coach stay here for more than a year and a half. I like to see a front office stay in position for more than 2 years.
Yeah,
I like the roster. I like to legit see Kevin Knox or whoever we draft to get into their 7th, 8th, or 9th year with us, so that we can see what we actually have. And so if that means keeping Randall these next 2 seasons, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not going to be able to keep everybody for their whole career, but you would at least want to have some sense of stability. You know what I'm saying? The thing with Randall is this, and I keep saying it, is other teams' best players make like $40 million. Julius Randle makes $19 million this year, and he's our best player. And I'm not saying, and I'm not saying that Julius Randle is Dame Lillard or Steph Curry or John Wall or James Harden or Russell Westbrook. But what I'm saying is in the city that's the toughest to play in, he is a bargain for us. And I'm not saying him, I'm saying for your best player to make 19 mil compared to, say, Sacramento paying a guy 33 million and he was 2 for 17 or whatever Swiper was last night. I mean, it's legit. We have to kind of look at it like that. Is Julius Randle perfect? No, but neither are other players in the league that make more money than him. So I would say, let him in year 1 of his contract. He looked awful to me, right? Julius Randle looked awful to me, and to a lot of people. But how about let's see what he looks like in year 2 of that deal? You know what I'm saying? Is he gonna be the leader of the team? Like, is he gonna be the mother goose of the nest, you know what I'm saying, of these kids? You know what I mean? Can he sacrifice his personal goals for the team goals? Because like last year, his personal goal was to make the All-Star team. That was his personal goal.
Yeah.
And so, but the team goal went by the wayside. This year, he is looking to embrace the team goal. And maybe he can make the All-Star team that way. You know what I'm saying? By sacrificing his personal game for the team goal, help everybody get better, and then get All-Star level numbers. We don't know that for sure, but we won't know if we trade him away for future picks.
No, I agree. I want to see. I agree with you. Like, I want to see continuity with the team. I want to see what Randall does before we trade him. But at the same time, it's like Randall's are probably our best trade.
Right.
If we need, like, we have other positions. Like, we have Obi brought in. Okay, I want Randall for the first half of the season. I want Randall mentoring Obi on, like, improving Obi's inside game and his passing a little bit, and he can learn that from Randall. But towards the deadline, I like to see them make a trade just to bring in other pieces that we need. Like, you could get, like, if you package Frank Randall, maybe a pick, you could get like a Buddy Hield or a lights out shooter, which we need to help space the floor, or a point guard, or when you do get a wing that can shoot, you get a point guard in next year's draft or free agency. So Rondo's our best trade piece to get somebody in here, but I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if they're looking to say, okay, let's just build it within this year and look at the draft next year, or is Tibbs after 15 games just going to be like, all right, I need some talent?
And that might happen. But
and it might, right?
But
Yeah.
To piggyback on Freezy, yeah, and then those things are priority first before anything when building your organization. So, but it's also very important too to implement the philosophy and the ideology and what you want within your coaching staff and your team, right? And then you have to get guys, right, that fit into that philosophy and ideology. And
Right.
that's why I asked the question of Randall of saying, like, does he fit that? You know, does he fit those type of things in which we're trying to build? Because,
Right.
you know, Tibbs only got 5 years. 5 years go by in a snap.
Oh, I know.
And Tibbs is going to lose his mind in 2 if this crap keeps going. So,
hey, you think 5 years go by and just wait till y'all turn 50? when y'all turn,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, when y'all turn 50, you'll see.
Yeah, so
but
go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, but the thing with me with Tibbs is like 60 years old. He doesn't want to sit around and wait for a 5-year rebuild. He wants to win.
Right.
And he's a competitive coach where he ain't gonna tank. So to me, he's gonna, within 10 games, if they're 1-9 or 2-8, he's gonna look at the front office as like, yo, get me talent in here. I don't care what you gotta do. I want talent because I want to win. And so don't be surprised 10 games in if we see 1 or 2 moves to get better players in here to stay competitive.
See, but they might have to pipe them down with that because the organization did a good deal of spending a lot of money to get these development guys in there for these young guys. So they might have to pipe down Tibbs a little bit in that notion.
But see, the thing is, it's not about just developing young guys. Like the coach brought in, it helps develop. It literally like just a team development, not just young guy development, like a team development. So if you bring a capital point guard in here and stuff, they can still work with them guys. Like they have a better coaching staff, not just a development staff, but a better coaching staff altogether.
Yeah. Well, I thought the Knicks did a good job this offseason in mixing the vets with the young guys. I thought that balance was done very well this offseason.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, I think if Tibbs goes on a tirade like that, I think they'll have to pipe him down and just play some of the vets that they have and just mix them in gradually with the young guys. I think that would be the best case scenario.
Yeah, because they have the money, but the thing is, we're talking about keeping money for next year's free agency. Next year's free agency is now dead. Paul George resigned, LeBron resigned, Giannis resigned. I think Kawhi's probably going to resign. So I don't know. Like, it's still, the free agency class is still deeper than last year's or this year's, but still all the top guys are off the board now.
Yeah. Yeah, all the big players.
But I don't even know if they were going to come here anyway. Like, I was happy Giannis re-signed in Milwaukee, so we don't have to hear all year Knicks fans, you know, Giannis is coming, the same as KD and Kyrie.
I would have never deluded
that
myself
he's not going to that. No, and I'm happy that he never went ring chasing and went to Miami or to LA or he stayed. That's, to me, is going to help the league. Because when top players keep leaving smaller markets, it hurts the league. Now you have Giannis committing to a small market, the team that drafted him and believed in him and developed him. To me, that's very good for the league. And it might help us down the line if players keep doing it, especially with like RJ and that.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing I'm scared of is like if we continue losing in 3 years, RJ may be like, do you know what? I'm not signing my qualifying offer. Or I'm signing a deal. I want to sign and trade because RJ don't want to lose either. That's the problem. When you keep losing, players are going to want to pick up and leave. Like, I guarantee if Milwaukee were losing, Giannis would have left. But
absolutely.
Yeah, but the fact that they were winning consistently, he was like, all right, I believe in this organization. That's what you have to do to keep your young talent. That's like KP wanted out because we kept losing. He was like, all right, I'm like, when was the last time a top Knicks pick was drafted and signed a second contract?
Patrick Ewing.
Charlie Ward, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's been a while. Hey, so I'm sorry for looking distracted, but I'm having a problem with our streaming service. I'm not able to see the chat, so I'm I have to look at it on my phone, which is strange. It's the first time it's happened to me. So
All right.
yeah, let me.
All right, Freezy, I gotta go to Freezy, I gotta go to a meeting, but we'll talk to you guys tonight. All right.
Yeah, man.
All right, Joe. See you, bud.
All right, boss.
All right, take it easy, guys. All right, have a good one. All right.
You too,
Yep,
buddy.
yep. All right, man.
There's a blueprint to all this, with successful organizations. And I've said this before. You got to work through the draft. You got to develop your players. You got to get competitive. Then you get the free agents. That's how it works. It doesn't work any other way. We have to be patient. Unfortunately, more patient than we already been. But
right. Well, the reason why we have to be patient is because for the past 20 years we hadn't been patient. You know what I'm saying? Right. We have to force ourselves into a reset.
Right.
You know what I mean? It just happens. It's like taking your Ferrari to the shop. You can drive it as fast as you want for as long as you want, but at some point you have to take it to the shop to get it checked.
Right.
Even if you don't want to.
Right.
So
and there's even times where like we were in positions and we were developing well and we were being patient and we always did something well, like Doan and stuff of that nature, Isaiah. They always did something that just totally destroyed the development process and put us back another 2 or 3 years. Yeah.
Right. Because we were title chasing and at a point where we should have been just trying to reset a roster. Like there were years where we should have legit did a rebuild and we didn't. We just tried to retool the roster. Like the year Latrell Sprewell left, right?
Mm-hmm.
When Sprewell left, we should have legit did a hard rebuild right then.
Right away.
Right. Yep. Right away. Because the veterans were old and overpaid.
Mm-hmm.
There were guys in the draft coming out like your LeBron Jameses, your Yao Mings.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? All those guys, Elton Brands, all those guys were coming out in the draft, and we could have legit got a guy during that time, but instead we chose to rebuild and had cats like Clarence Weatherspoon on our roster.
Oh God!
You know what I'm saying? Like if you legit ask anybody that knows basketball, you say, "Hey man, would you rather have Shandon Anderson or Carmelo Anthony as a rookie?" And they'll say Carmelo Anthony is a rookie. Of course, that's easy. Yeah. Hey man, we chose not to do that. We went the opposite way.
Yeah.
And while it doesn't make sense for me to ask that question, think about how much sense that didn't make in real time back then.
Right. And Freezy, here's the other side of that too. We've done a terrible job throughout the years drafting. So, like for example, right, we could have had Ron Artest.
Right.
We chose Frederick Weiss.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So we've also have shot ourselves in the foot drafting as well for like the past 20 or 30 years, actually.
Right.
As well. We could have had some good quality talent here and just neglected for, Jordan Hill.
Right.
Nonsense like that.
Right. We've just been in a weird situation, man. I don't know why we chose to just I don't know. I don't know, man. We've just been in
but this all goes back to your point about, we want to see structure for a couple of years. We want to see the same front office. We want to see the same coaching staff because it starts to develop an identity. Now we know what guys we want to come in and come out, what guys to plug in. What are we looking at for the draft? Okay, this type of character kid with this skill set, that's what we're going for. Like, yeah, that has to be developed as well, not just the players.
Right. Yeah, I'm having a weird issue with the chat, man. I missed the chat. The chat is blank, right? The chat. When I look at my phone, I see the chat is buzzing. Hey, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm having some tech issue with the streaming thing that I'm using. So don't think I'm ignoring y'all. It's just not appearing here on my thing. So let me just want to work on something here where I can. Yeah, it's weird. I'm not. Hey, big dog. I'm gonna reset something here real quick. If I disappear, it's just because I'm trying to get the chat on with us.
Go ahead, Dito.
All right,
guys in the chat. Shout out one if you don't want to see Peyton starting tonight. Jeez, I'll take anybody but Alfred Payton at that starter PG or that backup PG. He is bad, bro.
The chat is something going on. This is the first time this has happened to me since I've been on. So trying to do a little something. I don't know why that but anyway, I'm gonna move on, man, and we'll just continue. Hey, to the chat, man. I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. I promise I'll do better tonight. But anyways,
at least we got the phone.
Yeah. I usually try to do. What is that? Let me see. Okay. Well. Yeah, I see y'all, man. I'm not for sure what happened. So, so what's the deal with the numbers, y'all? I can't tell what's going on.
How many people in the chat?
No, I think no, I can see how many people are in the chat.
No.
Right now we're showing 60, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we'll move on, man. So, my only thing though is I can't do. I'm hoping that if I could put the invite in there, that people can come on. Mm-hmm. If not, let me see. Hey, can y'all see the invite in the chat?
I don't see it.
Oh, jeez, man.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Popped up.
There it is. All right. So okay, but I can't get Legion of Knicks. What's good?
You get Legion in here. Yeah. Legion reminds me of Blur from Transformers. Remember? He's just like,
yeah. Hey, he said, yeah. So Legion said he'll come on in about 30. Okay. Hey, Knicks vibe, but I can't. I can see y'all on my phone. I can't see it on on StreamYard for some reason. So so let me do this. I'm gonna reset the stream. I'm gonna end it here, but I'm gonna come right back on.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna just end it here, come right back on, man. I'll be right back.